folks, we've actually got a really, really special guest, and that slide is just about giving it away. When I was in Washington, I went to the National Organization of Marriage gala that they were holding, which basically, as I said, was a group of international people getting together to say that we're going to continue to fight for marriage. We're not giving up this fight. The guest speaker at that gala was Dr. Ben Carson. And Dr. Ben Carson is Emeritus Professor of... See, I ripped this out of the program. You can read the menu on that side. He is the Emeritus Professor of neurosurgery, oncology, plastic surgery, and paediatrics at the John Hopkins School of Medicine. In 2001, Dr. Carson was named by CNN and Time magazine as one of the nation's 20 foremost physicians and scientists. That same year, he was selected by the Library of Congress as one of the 89 living legends on the occasion of its 200th anniversary. And he's president and co-founder of the Carson Scholars Fund, which recognises young people of all backgrounds for exceptional academic and humanitarian accomplishments. He's been in the country for a week. I understand that his wife is here as well. And he has kindly and graciously agreed to come and encourage you folks, and I asked him if he could speak about the 2 + 2 = 5 concept, because we need to understand what this debate is all about. And he's a passionate defender of marriage being one man and one woman, and they're trying to get him to stand for president. So would you welcome, please, Dr. Ben Carson.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much. It's wonderful to be here, and particularly an organization that is honoring such a sacred institution as marriage, one of the longest standing institutions in human history. And, you know, I've created some controversy in the United States because I take a strong stand for traditional marriage between a man and a woman. And I think there's good reasons for that. You know, not just, you know, that it's what God has established, but when you think about it logically, even in the animal kingdom, you have a male and a female. And some animals mate for life, and they establish families, create a safe environment for the raising of their families. So there was obviously a reason dealing with procreation and perpetuation of a species that was involved with the traditional pairing as well. And, you know, the fact that I have come out publicly and stated that has caused a bit of consternation among the gay community, because they think that, you know, if you're a scientific person, then obviously you should believe in gay marriage. Now, what I have said is, I don't care what any two consenting adults do. I'm not going to try to control their behavior. And I think everybody should have equal rights. But I don't think anybody gets extra rights. In other words, the right to redefine an established pillar of society. No one gets to do that. And I mentioned, you know, a number of varieties of situations, including pedophiles and people who believe in bestiality. The point being that if you change the definition for one group, you don't have any defense against the next group that comes along and wants a change to be made. And I've likened the proponents of gay marriage to a new group of mathematicians who come along and say 2 + 2 = 5. And the traditional mathematicians say, no, 2 + 2 = 4. It always has been 4. It always will be. But the new ones say, no, we insist it's 5. So the traditional mathematicians say, okay, for you, it can be 5, but we're keeping it as 4. And the new ones say, no, it has to be 5 for you too. And if it's not 5 for you, then you're a mathist or a mathophobe, you know? And basically, that's what they're doing. They're saying, unless we can change it for everybody, then you're the bigot. But really, who is the one who's being intolerant there? You know, I asked a prominent member of the gay community, I said, what position could a person who believes in traditional marriage take other than fully embracing gay marriage that would be acceptable to you? And after thinking about it for a while, he said, there is no position other than full acceptance of gay marriage that is acceptable. Does that sound like tolerance to you? No, it is not tolerance. And it is very important for people who do believe in established traditional marriage to speak up about it, because the only way that the non-traditionalists win is if everybody else shuts up. And if they go along to get along, then they win by default. That is the very reason that things like political correctness have been established, to keep you silent, to keep you from talking about it. Because as long as you stay silent, they can change the fabric of society right beneath our feet, and nobody will say a word about it. So that's where courage comes in. We all have to be courageous, we have to know what we believe, and we have to be willing to stand up for it. And I appreciate so much Family First and what you're doing. It will make a difference in the future.